Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Black Ops 4 Best Class Setup video. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Titan LMG. So if you guys don't know, on my channel, I cover pretty much all of the main guns and I'm giving setup videos where I talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the gun and also what I like to run and what I think makes a best class setup to get the most potential out of your weapon. I've done most of the guns in the game, but I still have a few more SMGs to go through, some tactical rifles, LMGs and stuff like that. So this is the Titan LMG. And the reason why I'm doing this is because everyone was talking about this gun, saying, oh, overpowered. So I decided to give it a go. Yeah, this thing's a monster, baby. Once you get the right attachments, this thing really, they set you up with a good amount. Even though there's only 6 available attachments on this gun, and 2 of them are level 2, you basically don't really have much options for customizability, but that's kind of good because they sort of molded the perfect setup with this. So we're talking about all that in today's video. Smash that like button. Let's go for 1,500 likes. Your guys' support has been absolutely amazing. I'm uploading this video late night, so whether you guys are seeing it late at night or early in the morning, smash that like button. Let's go for 1,500. The support has been amazing. Keep liking the videos and let me know which gun you want to see a class setup for next on my channel. Ones that I haven't done yet, so I'm probably gonna finish up the last a couple SMGs, tactical rifles. Let me know what you guys want to see next, what you guys are fiending for as far as a class setup or gun that you guys are liking that you guys need a class that I haven't covered yet. Subscribe if you guys are new and join the notification squad. Click that little bell. Let's get into it. So Titan LMG, first of all, this LMG is a beast. It has about a medium fire rate, but it hits them pretty hard. And the only gunfights that I found myself losing, this gun's overpowered. This gun's really strong, and I do think that it is overpowered, but I think the fact that they have more overpowered guns right now, Vapor, ICR, and stuff to worry about, that this one might sneak through a couple of patch updates. And I really do think that when they if they do nerf the ICR, the Vapor, all the top guns, which I think they will, this might be the one that comes, you know, out of nowhere into that top 5 or like top 3 or even number 1 gun spot once other ones are nerfed. So this gun, you can win gunfights with pretty much everyone, medium sort of range, close range. It's a little bit of a slower fire rate, slow to medium fire rate. And the one thing that I found is don't challenge ICRs at range. That's the number 1 rule of this game with like anything, because that's like most of my deaths were either from like you know, just bad positioning, bad timing, or of course like challenging an ICR at range or something like that. That really did shut me out. This game, I really did have, I go for a lot of kills, you guys will see at the end, and I even fail one set of streaks at the start of the second round, where if I had capitalized on that, this could have been like maybe 90 plus kills or something. This is a really good gameplay. Anyway, let's talk about it. So Titan LMG, this gun is good because it's an LMG, so you move a little bit slower, but you don't have to reload, you don't have to worry about too much except just straight up taking down your enemies. Hipfire on this gun actually isn't even too bad as well, which is weird because for some reason the ARs and LMGs have good hipfire in this game. A lot of people are saying this might be the best LMG ever. Do I think that's the case? I mean, the raw LMG before nerf or even after nerf in IW was so damn strong. That gun was like contender for a top gun in the game. So I think that, you know, how the NV4 and the raw were in IW, this gun's sort of like that and the ICR in this game. So let's talk about attachments. Let's get into the class. If everyone knows this gun, if you haven't checked it out, it's the first LMG, very fun to use. Now, when you don't have attachments, it's not the best gun, but once you do unlock attachments, now there's only 6 available attachments on this gun. There's extended mags 1 and 2, FMJ 1 and 2, and then stock and quick draw. So you don't have much option. And what I go with is I go with 3 attachments on this gun. First is extended mags. Now, my reasoning behind extended mags is I only go with extended mags 1 instead of 2. I don't think you should go all in on extended mags 2 unless you really hate reloading that much. Most of the times, I think I only reload maybe like 5 to 10 times a game, because a lot of times you'll die before you even get to the point of reloading with extended mags. Or if you have to reload, usually, you know, you can have the time to back off, get that reload in, and really not have to worry about too much. Extended mags just extends that no worry about reloading, which is a big strength of an LMG, and that's one attachment that I run. The other 2 attachments are very, very key, and the second one is going to be stock. Stock is the key for this gun. That will take this gun to the next level, because like I said, the gun's great, but there's so many overpowered guns in this game that you really can't beat in a one-on-one gunfight. But when you have stock and you can jump shot or strafe on them, and you can move pretty quick side to side with stock on this gun, and with a decent hipfire, I think that's one thing that makes this gun super duper strong and sort of speeds it up, is what I like to say, because LMGs are traditionally slow weapons. You slap a stock on there, you're moving side to side like a freaking athlete. And then my third attachment is going to be quick draw, which just adds to that. This is a setup that I love to run. It's where you take a slower traditional gun and you throw on the speed attachments to it. Now, I would have loved to throw on a fast mag or a hybrid mag, which would be another speed attachment, but they don't have that. So I settle for an extended mag, and then my other two options are pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, there's not too many options on this gun. Quick draw and stock are the way to go. Now, when it comes down to perks, for this gun, for this setup, I have my top perk setup ever, and after testing, this game's been out for what, almost, I think like 2 weeks now to the dot, which is crazy to think about already. Dude, 2 weeks already? This is insane, man. Just thinking about that is just blowing my mind, because it really does feel like yesterday, and I've been working so hard and pumping these videos. I think I've been doing multiple videos every single day since the game came out. I think I might have missed one. I only did a single upload one day, but you guys know what I'm doing. I'm working hard here, and your guys' support really does mean a lot to me, right? So I pull out the best perk attachment for this gun, or for any setup, pretty much. You know, of course, it varies depending on your gun that you're going to use. But first of all, we'll talk about the gear. Gear is acoustic sensor. I think this is a gun that is great for when you have the upper hand on the enemy. And like I said, the good hip fire on this gun, the fact you have extended mags, all that goes hand in hand with acoustic sensor for getting the upper hand and knowing when the enemy is around the corner. So you can either stalk and quick draw on them, you can hip fire on them, you can jump around the corner. There's many things you can do, as you guys see in the gameplay. You're pretty mobile with this LMG, and acoustic sensor is my favorite gear to run. Of course, if stim shot is yours, go ahead and throw it on. But let's talk about the perk setup, because like I said, you only get 3 perks because I choose to run 3 attachments and a red dot. I also forgot about the red dot. Gotta mention that. I do use a red dot on this gun. Like I said, you can use either, the target sensor is also pretty good on this one, or you could just run the default sight. Honestly, I'm not a fan of many default sights in this game. I think it's just a comfort thing for me. When you use a red dot, when you switch between weapons, you still have that red dot comfort, that comfort to rely on. So it doesn't feel like you're using all completely of a new weapon. I like the red dot on this gun. That's what I like to use. But because I use that, I only have 3 spots for perks, which is fine, 1 in each slot. Perk 1. Tac mask. Tac mask for me is over flak jacket as far as a priority. I really just think that it counters more things. And unless you're playing a game where you're constantly running into RC cars and nades and a battery, and, they're using battery, cluster grenades, war machines, and you're trying to play the objective, you should always have a flak jacket class ready for that scenario. But in terms of just a one-on-one, for me personally, what counters more things that I've experienced, as of right now, I'm rocking with tac mask. That can always change, and it will change. And, I think that once people figure out more setups in this game and more specialists, maybe you'd have to run flak jacket and tac mask on most class setups. But for this one, I just run tac mask, and whenever there's, nades flying at me or an RC car, I get out of dodge and run away. Perk 2, Gung Ho. Gung Ho really is lightweight. I was rocking with a little bit at the start, but the speed boost it gives you is kind of minimal. It can be a little bit of a help, but Gung Ho definitely, just for the fact that it gets your gun up quicker, not even mentioning the reload while running away faster, the reload while sprinting at full speed. You can sprint full speed while reloading, and it gets your gun up faster. Just everything around Gung Ho. Shoot while moving. It also speeds up this gun, and it works hand in hand with the attachments. Gung Ho, quick draw, stock. A great combo, reminds me of the fast hands quick draw combo from Black Ops 3. Very, very good to getting your gunny up before the enemies, and doing that will win you probably 30 or 40% of your gunfights just off that setup. Literally, that's how good it is. I'm telling you, quick draw stock. If you want real tips from me, you guys want to get better at the game, use quick draw stock acoustic sensor. You're not going to go wrong with Gung Ho. Great setups. As far as perk 3, I go with what I think is the strongest perk 3, and this, once again, just comes down to a flak jacket versus tac mask, it comes down to a gung ho versus lightweight, and it comes down to a dead silence versus ghost. And while I'm not saying flak jacket, lightweight, and ghost are bad, you'll definitely see them on other class setups of mine. For this setup, I think that these 3 are the strongest, and on most setups they are, but obviously other ones have strengths as well. And when everyone expects when people realize not everyone's running ghost, everyone's running dead silence, they'll stop using acoustic, they'll start using stim, they'll start using UAVs. People will adapt as the game goes on, but perk 3 is dead silence as of right now, just because it pairs very great with acoustic sensor, and it's sort of a comfort thing as well. Not only does it counter the enemy's acoustic, and it counters them from sort of sound whoring me, but it gives me the comfort of knowing, hey, I'm not going to hear my own footsteps, so if I hear something, I look up on the map, and if it's not a teammate, bada bing, bada boom, we have an enemy. Very simple process of elimination, but this gun really is nuts. So I finished this game with a 71-14, I think it is, but like I said, I failed a set of streaks in this game, where if I had capitalized on that, probably a 90 bomb. This map is awesome. I really like Militia. Some people don't like this map, but I love it. The only problem is when people sort of camp out with snipers, or lay down like that guy does on the bridge, or at the top of the top of that little shack up there. But if you patrol the spawns and play the sides and cut them off, this can be a really good map, and honestly one of my favorites out of the new maps in the game, not counting the throwbacks. So drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow morning or afternoon for the next video. Yeah, subscribe if you guys are new, drop a like. If you guys made it to the end, I'm out. Peace. See you in the next one.